Good, fantastic. So this afternoon, we're going to be looking a bit more at the ox herding pictures and the verses with them. So some of you will have, well, had that sort of that vision unfolded for you last night, and the verses are they're all on the is it Padlet, the space for the retreat, online space for the retreat. So you can access those as you want to. So we'll be taking those verses step by step over the week. I thought it be worth just saying they're presented sequentially. And it is very much, you know, it's the myth of a journey, isn't it? The sort of you're looking for the ox and you're finding the ox, etc. But it's also, I think it's really important to recognize that we can experience different aspects of all of these stages, if you like, all of these states, all of these relationships with the ox, yeah, at different times. So, you know, as we brought out this morning, you know, there are times when just things are really, it's all kicking off. And so even an experienced practitioner, you know, who feels very sort of au fait with this material, we can, you know, we can be under conditions, or we can be, you know, in a state of mind that just feels like we're completely at sea, completely, you know, don't have any idea where the ox, in inverted commas, might be, you know. It's just, oh, you know, we're just looking around, you know, completely caught up in the stresses and strains and the demands of our life. Yeah. And I would suggest, certainly from my own experience, you know, that's always a possibility given the right conditions. Yeah. I can see someone with a young child nodding there. Mentioning no names. But yeah, it's always a possibility. And it's really good to become, well, in a way, quite familiar with what happens in those states, so that we have the tools to address that. Yeah. And similarly, I put it to you, I suggest that even if we, you know, we don't feel we're a very experienced practitioner, or we tend to sort of relate to ourselves as being much more in that sort of caught up state of mind most of the time. Yeah, even in the midst of a distracted or stressful life, sometimes there can be these little openings. Yeah, just sometimes there can be little openings. Actually, that's happening all the time. Yeah. We're under different influences all the time. When we're stressed and distracted, we tend to sort of join up the bits of our experience that mirror back to us that stress and distraction. Yeah. But there's always a space between each moment. There's always, you know, things aren't as continuous, yeah, as they would appear to be. Yeah. So it's like, well, there's always the out breath after the in breath, isn't there? Yeah. And it's just sort of at the moment, at moments where we do notice these little openings, even if it's just for a split second, at that moment, the searching mind isn't active. Yeah. It's much quieter. Yeah. So it's possible, if you like, to sort of drop through into a very, very different, very open, very free state of mind. Yeah. So that's why when we hear verses like the Oxherding pictures, even though it may not be our predominant experience that we, that we're totally flowing and creative, totally in harmony with every aspect of our mind and being. Yeah, we resonate with a taste of that. Yeah. So that openness, when you go into meditation, meditation doesn't operate on chronological time. Yeah, it has a very different sort of what's the word? Well, it doesn't operate in that sort of way. So things that, on the one hand, it's confusing, because on the one hand, I'm saying, well, it takes time, to really make the transition between relating to our heads and relating to our bodies. But at the same time, it can all happen. It can all be there and there in an instant. Yeah. It's what we notice. If we notice, if we attend, if we value or open ourselves to those open bits, yeah, they will be there. Yeah. So, and in a way, they have the flavor of the freed mind, the freed heart. Each of those tiny little moments carries the flavor of that free heart. Yeah, it's just that we very quickly bring in, we very quickly sort of come back in, if you like, or join up with the sort of, the distraction or the stress or the, it comes back in. So if we learn to really attend to those more open moments, yeah, then they will happen more and more in our lives. It may be just for a split second. Yeah, this is part of, when you have the mindfulness bell, and it just for a split second, you just let everything drop away. And there's that sort of, in that moment, there's nothing, there's no, yeah. And I think it is that simple, but it's trusting that and coming back to that and allowing that back in again and again and again and again. Yeah. So I'm just saying that because, yeah, we can easily sort of put ourselves in this box of, I'm this distracted person. Yeah. And actually, there's all sorts of things going on in there, Okay. So yes, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen if we let the searching drop away. Yeah. So we're going to do a meditation now, and we'll have, you could put up the Trimani, you could put up the Mati, sorry, you could put up the Oxherding picture. Is that? Yeah.
Is that so? Is that the first one? She's got a picture and the text by it.
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a minute.
So we'll do a meditation. Using as a sort of way in this Oxherding picture, the first of the Oxherding pictures. Trying to think how to put this. So there we go. Have you all got it up there? Good. Wonderful. So the verse reads, high mountains, deep waters, and a dense jungle of grass. However much you try, the way to proceed remains unclear. To alleviate this sense of frustration, listen to the chirruping of cicadas. So can you see the searching mind in there? Yeah, the searching mind. That sense of the picture, sort of, he's looking around everywhere. He doesn't even really know where to look for that sense of completion and wholeness and satisfaction. He doesn't, he's looking everywhere. And that the very searching, yeah, it's that dukkha, it's that second noble truth. It's the cause of the dissatisfaction. Yeah, the very searching is blocking that stillness, that complete okayness. Yeah. So this is the sort of searching mind par excellence. Yeah, it's sort of without any sense of even knowing what you're looking for almost, but just sort of caught up in that sort of moving from this to that, just sort of really, yeah, with no sense of, well, almost potency or creativity or fulfillment in anything. And the way to proceed remains unclear. So the verse says, to alleviate this sense of frustration, listen to the chirping of the cicadas. Listen to the chirping of the cicadas. So this is bringing us back into our immediate sense impressions, yeah, our immediate sense field, yeah. As we were doing this morning, it takes us out of the searching mind into the much more direct receptivity. We're listening to the chirping of the cicadas. We're receiving the information from the sense fields. Yeah, we're in a very sort of connected place. We're alive, where the life is able to sort of flow through us and express itself through us as we receive the simple experience through our senses. Yeah? So in a moment, I will read the verse again, and we'll go into. I'd like to call this a metta-bhavana, not because we're going to do, a 5-stage metta bhavana. I think you'll be doing that this evening, but because I really like to think of this listening, of this opening to the senses, as an act of metta, yeah, as a real, a real well-wishing, yeah, and that's not just a well-wishing for ourselves. This searching, dissatisfied mind, it's the kernel of what we share with all humanity. It's the kernel of what, you know, recreates the suffering patterns. So by attending to experience in a very open, receptive way, we are actually, it's actually an act of metta that connects us with what all humanity needs, yeah? So it goes beyond just me and my monkey mind, yeah? It's a movement into connectedness. Yeah? It's what we all need, yeah? So it's a metta, both because of the way that we are approaching it, and because it's the most, exploring this territory is one of the most compassionate activities that we can do for humanity. Yeah? Okay. So we'll just settle into our postures. Making really good contact with the ground, with the earth, letting gravity flow through, down into the earth, releasing into our seat. Maybe feeling some ease and opening. As the energy drops. Dropping out of the stories of our day, of our life. into the simple presence of this immediate sensation. The pressure, stretch, the weight of our bodies on the ground. Releasing fully into that. Giving more weight with each out-breath. Releasing more weight into the earth. Alive to the sensations in the belly. High mountains, deep waters, and a dense jungle of grass. However much you try, the way to proceed remains unclear. To alleviate the sense of frustration, listen to the chirruping of cicadas. Listen to the rhythm of the breath. Listen. Receive the sensations of the body as an act of love. Release from the searching mind, letting it all drop away. The sensations of the body, the sounds in the room, a cloud of experience. Shifting, distinct, but ungraspable. Be curious as an act of love. What's it like, this experience right now? This living, breathing body. checking out where the curiosity is coming from. Is it located in your head? Is it possible to drop the center of gravity just a little bit towards the ground, towards the belly? Release the tension, the holding. Flowing sensations of the body. Like a stream, like a river. Always shifting. If we resist, try to hold on, we create tension and suffering. releasing, not needing to know, describe or label, to commentate on our experience, is opening, freedom of heart. And that freedom of heart, we can't find its boundary. It's not limited to the skin. And if thoughts or emotions or memories arise, they too are the play of experience, the chirrup of the cicadas. If we fight or search or push and pull, we cause suffering. If we release, there's openness of heart, freedom of heart, boundless. Boundaryless, less. And as we bring the practice to a close, we'll sit for a few moments without anything to do, just letting go completely of all sense of needing to do anything. Like cutting a sheath of corn with a knife, and it all falls open.